Hello everyone, and welcome back to the dungeon. I'm your host as usual, Dungeon Master Vibe, and I have for you another story from the dungeons. This time, we have a group of players venturing into the Death House with a chaotic gnome in tow. Let's see how they handle things. This is happening at a local game shop of strangers, and all the players are on the younger side, which I have no problem with. It's a group of 7 to 8 players, so things get chaotic, sometimes in a fun way. While there are volume issues with the group, we usually have a great time. As an older player, I end up helping keep the volume down as well as act as pack leader. It's not my job, and I do allow everyone to play as they want to play, just sometimes we need a little direction. This is about one player in particular, and hopefully a bit funny instead of traditional horror story. And that is good. I do appreciate this person having this role. It is, of course, important to allow all the players to do what they want to do in the game, but a bit of direction is always very necessary. In a lot of cases, that is meant to come from the DM side to both provide them the actual adventure and, plot hooks and everything, but sometimes having that help within the party too can be a good thing, someone to kind of help guide things along, especially if it is a group of younger players who are less accustomed to some of these settings. So good on you for that. This player is a younger guy that hasn't figured out consistency with hygiene. Gross. No worries about that. I just moved my chair a bit for my own sake. He is playing chaotic good sorcerer, while I'm playing chaotic neutral sorcerer. Out of the game, he's very polite and knowledgeable. And I don't mean to shame anyone. I don't. But I do have to disagree a little bit here. That is something to be worried about. Hygiene is very important, especially if you're going to be going to your local game shops or conventions to be in close proximity to other people and play these games with them. It is going to be healthier for you and much more enjoyable for everyone else if everyone is maintaining at least, a certain standard of cleanliness. I don't mean to shame anyone, but absolutely hygiene, yes, important. Now, here lies the problem. This guy needs to adjust his alignment because he's been chaotic evil towards the environment and players for the last few sessions. He would charge ahead, we are running Ravenloft, and firebolt furniture, for example. He triggered some armor that attacked us. He's opening doors like a nosy mother. This was very humorous at first because we weren't very far into the Death House. The firebolt kind of became his thing we all joked about. We got to the part where 2 players become hosts to spirit children, but of course the rest of the group don't know that yet. And personally speaking, I would not say this is chaotic evil. This is what I would refer to as chaotic stupid. They just do dumb, random crap that hinders the party at times. So, not evil, just chaotic and kind of dumb. Problem player bolts into a side room and finds a secret door, but everyone else is outside or inside the room with the possessed players. He decides he is going to create a fireball and start rolling it towards the other players, specifically the possessed players. I assume that they mean, I believe flaming sphere is the spell that they're referring to. I believe that's the spell they're referring to here. It's very cramped with so many players, so he's damaging players with his fireball in pursuit of the 2. Luckily, we just had a long rest, but we all knew he would be getting to a difficult area soon after finding the secret door. We aren't in initiative, so we all have freedom of movement. So my character followed the fireball's path to the sorcerer. We are all having fun, by the way, which is good, but I attempted to break his concentration to spare the other players. He's a gnome, and I end up whiffing my first hit. I unarmed attacked him again, but he holds his concentration. He has to push his fireball into the room with 4 other players and make it explode. It can't, so his intentions are clear. And yes, that is a good thing that the DM does kind of, that is like, yeah, if the spell can't do something like that, that's going to really mess with everybody, it's a good time. That is definitely a good time to kind of get down on the rules and be like, hey, no, you can't do that thing. In any case, though, I get a hit on him with claws, and he is down to 1 HP. Finally, my character raises her boot and threatens to kick him down the stairs of the secret passage he opened, but I fail my intimidation check. The player begs my character to stop and dispels his fireball. player then runs on ahead down the stairs. He has dark vision, so okay. I go back to the other players. Though a bit of PvP is honestly something I usually try to avoid in my games. I feel like in all my personal cases, it always adds a lot of trouble to things. It's just a little hard to move past, I feel like. In this case, though, everyone's just kind of very slapstick and just rolling with everything. So if it works for your group, no problem. And even the guy who gets knocked down on 1 HP is just like, ah, crap, 1 HP, and then just runs ahead. So I guess everything is fine on their end too. So honestly, so far, really good on this group for being so good about just rolling with the chaos. Like, it's not something that I particularly care for, but if it works for your group and everyone's having fun, then by all means, keep doing what you're doing. Meanwhile, Gnome, this is the first time they called him that, but I kind of love it. Gnome goes all the way down to the stairs, and the DM shares what he sees. At this point, the volume was up from all the fun we are having, and I don't catch what he said. That is honestly kind of cute and wholesome. Gnome comes back up the stairs and yells to the party saying, "There's a baby down here! Come quick!" So of course, of the party of 8 squeezes single file down the passage into the dark. It's empty hallway from here. I'm ahead of everyone since I also have dark vision and gave our meat shield a torch behind me. Gnome runs between everyone's legs and runs down into the hallway. Perks of playing a small character. Suddenly, the DM tells us we triggered some monsters and starts combat. We are so screwed, with mostly all the party members still squished on and up the stairs. Gnome, down a hallway, away from the monster, turns himself into a potted plant with 42 HP. DM is flabbergasted, but allows it. So I do gotta pause here. At the level that they said this was taking place at, and I did take a scroll through the comments, nobody has any clue how this happened. Now, he is a sorcerer. We assume wild magic sorcerer, which does allow you, on one of the wild magic surges, to be turned into a potted plant. However, that potted plant does not have 42 HP. And on top of that, you cannot choose to, activate that effect. The way wild magic works is when it is activated, you roll on the table and one of the random effects takes place. So this was definitely something that I feel like just between him and the DM, they must have just decided to have a little fun with it. If there was an update on this in the comment thread since recording this, then that is my bad. I'll take a look at that before posting and post a little note about it. But as it is right now, this was definitely something that just they kind of let slide, and definitely not rules as written or intended, I'd say. And frankly, though, I still have no clue where they got 42 HP from. There's nothing about that particular thing that would give them that many hit points, but in any case, time ran out and we had to pack up, so we are in the middle of a battle with bad odds of escape with Gnome, the furthest from the monsters, and currently a potted plant. Honestly, I'm not even mad because it's becoming hilarious, but a large part of me wished I just kicked the gnome down the stairs when I had the chance. Can't wait for next week. And frankly, I can't wait for an update, if there was any update to the story. This is honestly, it shows up in the RPG Horror Stories thread, and it does have some elements of, problem player, even referring to the Gnome as a problem player, but throughout the thing, you can just, reading this, you can tell everyone is just having such a good and wonderful time, which honestly is kind of a shock considering where they are. The Death House is, from my experience, a pretty poorly balanced dungeon, especially given the length and difficulty of the creatures within it. And yet everyone is just so clearly having such a good time, and that is just such a good thing to hear, especially from a group of younger players who, even after facing a bit of, PvP with one of the guys almost killing them all, and then them almost killing the guy who was nearly doing the killing, they just keep rolling with it and are just having such a great time. So big props to you for such a wholesome story. Thank you very much for posting and allowing us to share it here. Post of the story uses significant menu 463, so thank you for the story, and I look forward to seeing an update to this if there is any. that's all I actually have for this horror story. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like down below. Tell me some of your most chaotic D&D adventures, and I hope to see you next time. So for now, just wish you all a safe travels and a good night. Bye.